Take me through, just tell me a little bit about this room and about the door and about the bolt.
On our safe room, we use the Medico deadbolts. They're the heaviest grade deadbolt on the market. They're a pick-proof, bump-proof lock. We use triple deadbolts on a deluxe unit. We use a single deadbolt and 2 3/4 slide pins on a standard unit. This unit is 1/4 inch plate because it's a deluxe model. On a standard model, we use 3/16 plate. We bend our corners so when a kid or somebody runs into it, there's not a sharp edge there. Plus, it's more aesthetically pleasing, and plus, it makes the unit even stronger. A bent piece of metal is stronger than a welded piece of metal. On our inside, we use 2-inch square tubing on anywhere from 16-inch to 2-foot centers. We do nothing, no more than 2 foot on our center spacing. We have a vent in the back that comes up through the roof. There's also a vent at the bottom of the door that channels from the top to the bottom of the door. So we get cross ventilation in it. We run our angle around the bottom and we bolt every 16 inches on the bottom around the base plate.
What about the door? Tell me why the door is important.
The door, we do an in-swing doors. You can see we use vault style hinges on it with grease fittings. The door weighs about 350 pounds. The door is your lifeline because if this door don't stay closed, it ain't doing you no good. If something impacts that door, breaks your hinges or your locks, just going and buying a steel walk door from a commercial business or from just a company for like just a metal door, that ain't going to do it. The door needs to be a tested product. You can buy a product from many companies out there where they test them. They do the same thing we did. They send them to Texas Tech and test them. That's what I would recommend.
What is this room going to protect from in terms of elements?
This room is kind of what we call a multi-purpose room. Being a deluxe model, for one, it's going to protect you from an F5 tornado. 250 mile-an-hour winds, that's what the shelter is engineered and tested for. The shelter is also going to work as a panic room. Say intruders are coming in the house, they can get into it, lock themselves in it. It's going to stop most gun bullets. So say that someone comes in with a shotgun, pistol, or anything else and they're shooting, you don't have to worry about that bullet flying in and getting into you. To where you can get in there and get the law enforcement coming and be safe until they get you. Going on vacation, leaving home. Say you've got to evacuate for a hurricane. You can't take your valuables with you, but you can put your valuables in here and lock it up and use it as a safe. So it's just multi-purpose.
Tell me about that. Show me that bolt pit.
We have 2 different style bolts we use. They are all Hilti products. This is a bolt that we use with our epoxy. Has a twisted shank bottom to help for extra hold down. This bolt was rated about 13,000 pounds of shear weight. This is our other bolt that we use. This is more for green concrete. This is more for cured, aged concrete. You'll drill a 5/8 hole in your concrete. This bolt is about 11/16 in diameter, almost 3/4. When it goes into the concrete, it just literally wedges itself and digs in and threads into the concrete. The holding power on these are around 12,000 in shear weight. And you got 14 of them around the inside of this room to hold this room down. That's more weight than what most concrete slabs even weigh on the house. So the bolts are extremely strong.
It's not going anywhere, is it?
No. No. And there's other, you can go to Lowe's, you can go to Home Depot and buy a generic bolt or whatever. We go ahead and go the extra distance and spend the money because Hilti is the superior product for what we do. There's other companies out there, Simpson Tie, which build very comparable bolts. It's an excellent company also. Simpson Tie, I don't use them because I initially started with Hilti. It's what I started with. They've been good to me, so that's the only reason I stay with them.
So how much would this cost to install top to bottom? You come out.
This shelter right here is $67.50 installed. This would be our deluxe unit. On our standard unit, the unit's about $1,000 less. That unit would run about $57.50.
Installed.
Installed. Turnkey. Bring it up, tax, delivery, installed. The only thing that wouldn't be included in it is whatever any permitting charges are in that area, if any permits are applicable.
Why should every family have one?
It's like buying life insurance, home insurance. You buy this stuff to protect your house, your car, whatever. Why not buy something to protect your life? Over your span of your life, you spend well more than what one of these costs on life insurance or car insurance or home insurance. It ain't no different.
Plus, it increases the house value in areas like
Right.
this.
This shelter will increase the value of the home by $10,000.
Okay.
And if they ever move, they can unbolt it and take it with them. We can
Yeah.
come relocate it and reinstall it.
Really?
Yeah.
What would it take to unbolt that? It would take a lot of work, wouldn't it?
Takes just as long to unbolt as it did to bolt it. These bolts here, you literally just back them back out of the concrete. So we load it right back up on the trailer and take it to its home, and it's going to look just like the day we put it in. There's nothing to ever go wrong with it, and it's got a lifetime warranty.
Is there a standard that this room has to meet?
The rooms have to meet FEMA 320 and 361 standards. So they have to have, certain locks, certain hinges. All shelters should be tested. There's companies that test them. Texas Tech is probably one of the biggest companies known for testing storm shelters. That's who we chose to take our shelters to and have it tested in 2008. They're very diligent at their job. I would tell anybody, if you're going to buy a storm shelter, make sure it's been tested by a reputable company, not somebody testing it in their so-called own test facility.
Is there another building code for safe room? Like in
There's the
Miami?
ICC 500 also, which is kind of a little lesser standard to the FEMA 361, but basically same general code. The FEMA 361 and 320 get a little more detailed into a little more into individual safe rooms.
There must be like a lot of new companies popping up after the storms. What would you tell a family?
We call them ambulance chasers. You'll have people, there's one down the road right here that's a water tank with a lid on the top of it. People taking culverts and putting lids on them. People just building whatever, septic tanks, just anything to sell something. It's, like anything else. You see somebody do it and, I can make money at it. So they run out and do it. No insurance, nothing engineered, and you're putting people's life on the lines.
What are you going to tell someone who's shopping around for a safe room?
Do your homework. Do your homework. Go to Texas Tech's website. Look at the approved products. Look at how they've been tested. See how they fared in their testing. I recommend if you're going to buy a safe room, try to buy one with an open-end door. That way, like this family, they had an outswing door on their safe room. They couldn't get out. They had to wait till somebody come and cleared the debris from in front of their door to get out. It saved their life, but they still was trapped, and their kids got scared because they're screaming, trying to get people's attention to come dig them out of the safe room.
Do you think that since that Joplin tornadoes and what happened here last year, that there's a new awareness up? That
Oh yeah, it
people
woke up a lot of people. A lot of people thought they was safe in their basements, safe in their closets. I mean, people was sucked out of their basements, A lot of people got killed where they thought they had a safe place to go when they're told that if you're in a mobile home, go somewhere safe. Well, they don't tell people when they're in a brick home or a stick-built home to go somewhere safe. They just automatically think, I'm fine from a tornado. Perfect experience. These people lived in a brick home and there was nothing left. If they hadn't had their storm shelter, then they would have probably died or been injured.
What do people tell you about this past year?
Oh, it's just been amazing. I mean, it's just it wakes you up a lot when you go into a neighborhood and there's nothing left. And when you're doing something for a family and the neighbor's wife and kids have been killed from it, and the kids that they played with every day are gone. So I mean, it's heart-wrenching to go in and see the devastation and know that a lot of these people didn't have to die. They could have had a safe place to go, and they choose to do other things with their money.